Morning, Rob!
Morning, for the second time.
Don't you mean? It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I took a day off yesterday. You were working though, weren't you?
Yeah. So yesterday, just to quickly wrap up what I did, it was all Nintendo Switch stuff. So we received approval for the 4th DLC, passing lot check. We also received an email from Nintendo basically saying that we could submit all of the DLCs at once, which would have been great to know earlier, right? So I basically spent all day trying to sort that out. It was a really big job. I had to submit another build. Basically this morning I need to send off all the DLCs, all the remaining DLCs. But if we can get that approved, then it's going to save us like 2 months of week to week nonsense, really. So it's good. It's a good thing. But anyway, I was dripping wet. It was chucking it down. It was dripping wet all day. I took my shoes off and everything. It was awful. But anyway, we're just on sprint planning. What are you doing?
Yes, it's mostly going to be a lot of hexceed stuff. There is the announcements to put out for the DLC, because it hasn't been announced yet.
It's a week on Fridays.
Exactly, yeah.
So.
Because of this video, actually, that the DLC is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, need to get it announced. But I'm also going to be making a lot of levels all week. There's still about 100 to make. There's a couple of small changes to make as well that you found with the world layout, I think. There's one level missing or something.
Yes, yeah, there's one level that's broken. It's probably just empty, but
yeah, that's going to be the majority of the week. There's still the YouTube video to do today. How are you?
For me though, I'm going to sort out the Switch stuff today, just get it all sent off. Then I've got some tax stuff to do. We have to do every month. Yeah, then I'm going to be continuing on the new Rubik's Cube project. I'm going to try and get it working this week. Just a 3x3 cube with all the colours. Just going to try and see if I can get that working. It'll be a bit janky, I guess, but that's fine. Yeah, so on Monday, hopefully we're going to have a volunteer starting who's going to try and help us out, lessen the workload, I think. So there's going to be some preparation for that. I need to get like emails sorted and Steam keys sorting and basically instructions and stuff. I had months to prepare for Lee when he started, so we've got a week. It's like, Yeah, okay, so I've had a busy morning, sorted out a bunch of tax stuff for Lee. But yeah, I've also submitted all the Switch stuff off for lot check as well, once we've got the waiver approved this morning. So all of these DLCs are now in lot check, which is just great progress. Hopefully we'll be able to get them turned around pretty fast. I doubt it will be the 1 week turnaround that we were expecting to do it individually, but fingers crossed. I'm probably expecting like a couple of weeks to get all this through, but it's going to be way sooner than what we thought, so that's great news. But yeah, apart from that, there's been a Color and Pixels bug. So basically, by the looks of it, people who have completed the 1-bit book, their settings keep reverting essentially. And I think the reason for that is, so the way that the main menu, like save data, works is it caches any books that are completed and it tells you to what level. So there's like book 1 completed -2, that means that we've completed book 1 to the 2nd level of completion. So if we press play, book 1 will be down here in the red section because we've completed it all twice, and that's why all of the other books just say 1 because I've only completed them to 1 level. The trouble with the 1-bit pack is, as you see here, it's already got a hyphen in the name. So as you can imagine, like once you complete the 1-bit book, it's just like, what is going on? I don't understand any of that. So yeah, I'm going to have to quickly throw together a fix for that. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so I've been working on the Rubik's Cube stuff again. I managed to get all the faces working, so now I added a definition for all 6 faces. That basically means that it creates the right objects now in the right place. That's good. So we've got corner bits and corners and center bits in the center and stuff like that. But I've been really struggling with these rotations. So now I've got extra axes in the middle, the rotations are just not working. I've been trying to work it out. I've been I've been like watching tutorials and all sorts of stuff, but quaternion maths, I just don't understand it. It's quite complicated. I've got like mad scrawlings on my paper trying to work out what on earth I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it there for today. I'm gonna quickly watch the devlog that Lee's just finished compiling, and then I'm gonna head off, I think. What day is it? Wednesday. Lee's Wednesday? Music Wednesday? Music Wednesday? You got the radio on? What are you doing?
Yeah, so just finished uploading the YouTube video and all the content like that. I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing hexceed levels. What to do? So we get a big dent in that.
Good stuff. Yeah, as for me, I just fixed a bug with the validator. I basically broke it on Monday, so I'll take credit for fixing it, sure. Other than that, there's some more Nintendo stuff. We've got a couple of rejections for store pages, so I just need to clear up a few things with that. Then I'm going to work on the Blue Mountain stuff. I'm going to try and fix those rotations, see if I can get that working. And I'm going to sort out some stuff for the volunteer that's starting on Monday as well. There's quite a bit to sort for that, so yeah, I'm going to make a start on that. Yeah, so I think I made some good progress. I think it's all working now. These middle ones are working. Oh, I haven't tried the edge ones though. They're good, thank goodness for that. Yeah, so all these middle ones are working now. My code is an absolute spaghetti mess right now, but it's working, so I'm going to tidy it all up and then commit so that I don't lose all of this. But we've also just been playing around, so Lee's been, he thinks he's found a level that should be possible, but the validator can't solve it. So I've just been quickly looking at this and I don't think it's possible. I think he's making it up, but he thinks it can do it. We're getting Kim to have a look. But yeah, I'm super happy that this is done. Working, so I can move on now. I can move on. Okay, so I made some more improvements to this. So you've got these middle bits are working. But now if you rotate it more than 90 degrees, it does sort of snap back. So I've got that working. And you can't, like, while it's like in the process of snapping back, you can't like click and drag on it again. Just to stop it from, I guess, locking up. And if you go slightly further than halfway, it snaps to the next area like that. But the problem is that when you click on it again, it's not quite synced up properly because the parts are actually like physically moved around. So if I right click on this and then try and twist it, it doesn't quite do the right thing. Yeah, so you start getting mistakes cropping up that can be quite bad. Yeah, so anyway, I think I made good progress today, though. I'm gonna have to just look at this tomorrow.
Yeah, get ready to call it a day. I've just spent all day pretty much doing levels. I've got about 18 done today. That includes the milestone down here as well, on the larger levels. So yeah, pretty good progress. About half this island I have to do, and then that'll just leave the final island to be done in time for next Friday. So there's plenty of time still.
It's Thursday.
It is. Morning.
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 How are you doing?
Good, yeah, thanks.
Yes, we just did stand up as usual. I think we're both having a fairly bland day. For me, I did a bit of testing. Well, I tried to do a bit of testing for hexceed last night, testing the levels that Lee's done, but the game just doesn't work. It just like zoomed in all the time, and sometimes the hexes don't load in properly. So I'm going to look at that small issue this morning. Then after that, I'm going to work on Blue Mountain. And just make it so that the rotations actually rotate properly. Make sure all the data follows it when it rotates. So, cool things for that. But what were you doing?
Yeah, so a little bit this morning with Reddit, surprisingly. So there was a little task that Rob put on to get some announcement posts in the Nintendo subreddit regarding hexceed. And on the back of that, I'm also just in the process of setting up the ToastieLabs official subreddit as well. It's been a sort of a task on the backlog for a while. Hope it shouldn't take too long and just start spreading the word, getting some internet points on Reddit so we can actually post stuff. Because there's a lot of rules on a lot of subreddits that require to have active posts and stuff. So for
yeah, we're not saying that we want a karma farm, but
we need to.
Yeah, we need to. Otherwise, we just can't use Reddit for promotion at all, really. So
yeah, won't that shouldn't take too long. Just a little morning task, and after that, just a lot more level loading. We need to get. I want to get that last island done. Or the second last island finished today.
So I fixed that bug that I found last night. It turns out there was also a similar issue with the Switch. So I got a notification from Nintendo today saying that the patch that I submitted for lot check on Monday is broken. So basically the purpose was that it includes extra DLCs so that we can get those DLCs approved. But the trouble is when you actually load a level, well, that's it. It crashes. That's basically it. So it doesn't even get as far as it did on PC, because on PC it would load and then it would just be like glitchy and flashing all over the place. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to make another patch for the Switch and get that submitted now.
Yeah, the Reddit is now up and running. Still a bit bare bones, only 3 posts in here, 2 of them are from us. But yeah, it's been quite a big learning curve because I've not actually set up a subreddit before. It's pretty straightforward, it's just a case of finding where all the buttons are. But yeah, quite happy with it for now. It's got flares set up and user flares as well. So hopefully it's enough for now. And yeah, just something else to keep on top of and make sure we're posting in, keep it active, and hopefully it'll grow from here. Already got 17 members, and that's just from sharing it to Twitter and Discord.
We've only got one sea monkey left, but he's live and kicking. Enjoying life. Yes, I've been making some good progress on this. We've got colours now, which is a step in the right direction. I'm not happy with the colours, to be honest. This black looks awful, but I can sort that later. So I've been working on this like rotation thing, and as you can see, it's a bit better, but the colours don't quite line up. So I've made some progress. The colours just sort of like jump around randomly. There is some sort of pattern, because it does sort of fix itself after a few rotations, but yeah, I'm gonna have to work that out. We've got a working cube, I think. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. I just panicked because I saw one of them was not the colour I expected. But yeah, everything's working as you would expect. The mouse click and drag is still a bit weird on some of the angles. I think like at the bottom, it's inverted. So yeah, you'd expect it to go side to side there, but it's going up and down. And then if you do up and down, it goes side to side. So a couple of issues there, but the actual functionality of the cube is all there, which is great. I'm so relieved. She just finally got something to show.
Progress update for today. I've pretty much finished this island. There's one left in the milestone, but I'll leave that till tomorrow because I like to do them in groups of 5, just because of the method that we're doing this time. Other than that, it's been occasionally checking on Reddit, been slowly growing. Got 26 members now, which is all right. It's pretty good for one day actually.
Lee, it's Friday! Finally.
It's too hot, Rob.
It is. We're just, the heat wave is just starting in the UK, and we don't like it when it's cold to be on a normal day. What are you doing today?
Yeah, pretty straightforward. The YouTube video is going live in a little bit, but other than that, it's just going to be levels for hexceed. Got quite a lot more to do. About halfway there now though, so it's pretty good.
You got the YouTube video as well?
I said that.
Did you?
The YouTube video is going live in a little bit.
Oh, I've been you're gonna leave that in. What am I doing, Lee? I am. We got a couple of emails from Nintendo. A couple of the store pages have passed, which is great. The lot check that we submitted on Monday has failed though. We were expecting that since the levels didn't work. It just crashed. So I'm going to resubmit the patch again today. I'll do that first, I think. Then after that, I'm going to look at some more Blue Mountain stuff. We actually got the actual like 3x3 cube working like fairly 100% yesterday, so I'm going to do a bit of refactoring on that, try and make it a bit neater in the code. Okay, so that's all the Nintendo stuff sorted. I've just been working on the way that we're sort of like managing the data for all of these puzzles. So the plan is to have quite a few puzzles. But yeah, the way that I originally set this up was I was going to do a prefab per puzzle, and then you configure the prefab basically on a 1x1 basis. But I decided against that, so what I'm doing is I'm swapping over. So this is the prefab here that we've got for the 3x3 cube at the moment. It's got all the data that you need, all of the axes, the faces and stuff like that. But what I'm instead doing is swapping it over to a scriptable object, so we're going to have this resource folder. It's just going to be filled with puzzles basically, and it's got all the same information there, but it just means that we can have one puzzle prefab that loads in the data and it behaves like as you would expect, just normally. But yeah, it's just, I think it's going to be a better way of managing the data, because that way when we come to do like main menu items and stuff like that, it can just pull from the resources folder instead of having to dig around and look at prefab data. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a bit nicer. Okay, so I've managed to get this resources stuff working. Right now, the prefab just waits for you just pass it the text of the file name, and that's good enough for the moment. So I've just been making a couple of different prefabs. We've got a 2x2 cube here. We've got a 3x3, but with the middle bit missing, which is kind of cool. Something that we can't actually have like a physical version of. Just because like the physics of it wouldn't work. Yeah, and for the bigger ones I made a little script that sort of makes them, because otherwise getting the config and stuff right would be an absolute nightmare. So I wrote a little script to do it manually. We've got 4x4, the rotations are a bit broken from here on out, but it is quite cool. But we can go quite big, so we can do like a 10 by 10. 10. Press generate. You see it creates loads of different axes that you can rotate around. Yeah, when you launch, you get this. It actually spawns inside the cube, the camera, but you can see it out from the outside. It's quite cool. It's quite a cool pattern that it makes, but obviously this needs fixing.
Rob, it's weekend.
It's the weekend. Go to the pub soon.
Yeah. Pub.
It's been a good week though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty productive. It's been pretty samey for me, but you've got quite a lot interesting things done.
Yeah. Yeah, so we started off the week, there was a Common Pixels book, wasn't there?
Yeah.
This 1-bit book came out last week for us. There was a couple of books in that. So, fixed that. So, we did work on Common Pixels this week. Other than that, it's mainly just been Blue Mountain for me, I think. So I've actually got like, it feels like a game now. You can actually like, there's a puzzle that you can actually interact with, and you can actually solve it, so that's great. We've got a few different shapes going as well, so we've got 3x3 ones. I've just added like a 2x3 tower thing. I'm sure at least put an image somewhere. Yeah, so that's actually great. Like, we're really pleased with the progress on that. We look forward to next week stuff. But yeah, we've also done a lot of stuff with hexceed, mainly for the Switch stuff for me. So we've got quite a few store page approvals. We've got a couple more today. So the base game is approved in Japan and Korea. So that's all 4 regions. The base game's approved, so the game's actually going to come out now, which is great news. Yeah, other than that, we did a quick patch, which includes all the DLCs. That failed, did another patch. Yeah, done some level testing for the stuff that you've been doing. And some bug fixing as well, because the levels were broken, right? So, lots of stuff. You've done some stuff as well, though.
Yeah, like you said, hexceed. Been a lot of level building all week. We've hit for 80 levels now, nearly 90, so it's quite a lot. Most of the milestones are done as well, so the bigger levels. So next week should be pretty straightforward in getting that finished up in time for release. So obviously the DLC comes out as of this video as well, so link will be there in the description for you to check it out.
With the new mechanic as well.
Exactly, yeah. All the levels got the new mechanic in it, in abundance in some of them, just to sort of nail it in there, sort of drill it in. That's new. Other than that though, we've had a bit of a new task this week with setting up everything for potential new volunteer next week, which is
yeah. Hopefully Sky will be joining us on Monday. They're from Canada, so we're gonna have some time zone issues, but all of the the agreements and stuff that we had to sort out, that's all sorted. We planned out like a quick schedule, lots of things like sorting out emails and getting set up with like the Trello access, and there's been a lot to do. A lot to do, but yeah, we've got all that sorted, ready for Monday, so that's good.
Yeah. Pretty exciting. Other than that, sort of randomly in the middle of the week, I decided to set up the ToastieLabs Reddit. So that's now up and running. Pretty good. Got about 20 to 30 people in there already. Sort of as members who have joined, which is pretty good for the first week.
There's some memes, which is always good to see.
Yeah, memes already. Set up some categories for fluff and game related stuff as well. So that's go check it out. I think it'll be there as well. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's jumped in there. Thank you to people in the Discord as well, because Discord's been hectic this week as well, with people getting really involved.
Loads of talking it today. It's mainly just been you, just like breaking the autocompleter on hexceed and then people solving it. Is this possible?
But pretty good. Thank you people in Discord. As always, thanks to the patrons as well. Yes, always a great help.
Yeah, Lee, I really can't see a thing. I've got this migraine so bad. My vision's so blurry. I don't know if I look out of it, but I feel it.